Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking in College. Today, we're making Thanksgiving mashed potatoes. So what you're gonna need today is you're gonna need some gold potatoes. Here we have what is called fingerlings or baby golds. You can use whole golds if you want, just using these today. You need heavy whipping cream, butter, garlic powder, salt and pepper as always. You're also going to want some sort of vegetable peeler and some sort of mesh sieve. I got this one at Publix for about $10, so it's not that hard to get. So first things first, you're gonna want to peel all your potatoes. You can leave the skin on, but this method really works a lot better if you take the skin off. So that's what we're gonna do now. I'm peeling everything into a bowl. You can save these and try and make chips out of them if you want, or you can just toss them. They're also good for vegetable stock, things like that. Okay, so now that we've peeled all our potatoes, we're gonna go ahead and dice them up. You can just cut it into fourths if you want, but for this technique, I'm gonna get it pretty small. You'll see why later. So you're gonna go once down the middle and come along the ends. Just rock your knife back and forth, getting it as thin as you possibly can. Make sure not to cut yourself, please. Blood doesn't really taste that good in potatoes, but you can try it if you want. That's up to you. So now that you've got all those diced up, you're gonna take some sort of pot, fill it up with water, and then add salt. Now here you're going to want to put enough salt in it to make it taste like the sea. That's the cliche everybody always says. I just say measure with your heart. Then we're going to take the potatoes, put them into the water still cold. Just gonna mix it up real good, real quick. And you're gonna get that boiling. So these have been boiling for about 10 minutes now. It depends on how thick you cut them and what kind of potatoes they are. Generally, it's about 10 to 12 minutes. And a little trick you can use to make sure they're ready is take a spoon or something like that, get a couple, and a fork. They should be fork tender, which means they just break apart without any pressure from your fork at all, basically. So these are fork tender, that means they're done. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna kill the heat. We've got our mesh sieve here. Take this over to the sink. That's hot. Come on. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do, with all your potatoes still in your mesh sieve, you're gonna start pressing the potatoes through the sieve. What this is gonna do is it's gonna get everything really nice and fine, nicer and smoother than you would with a traditional potato masher. You could also use a potato ricer. That's something you can buy at more high-end kitchen stores, but sieve works just as well. So it's a really simple technique. You're basically just pushing everything down and through. Okay, so now that we've put everything through the sieve, you can see how small all the little chunks are, how fluffy and smooth everything's gonna be once we add our cream and butter. Okay, so generally the rule for these potatoes is for every pound of potatoes, you're gonna wanna use 1 cup of cream and a whole stick of butter. I know that sounds like a lot of butter. Trust me, in the end, it's not really gonna feel like that. But if you still think that's a lot, just don't tell me. That's all that matters. So here we have about a ½ pound, so we're gonna go with ½ a stick of butter and ½ a cup of cream. So if you're using a tub, a whole stick of butter comes out to about 8 tablespoons. So for this, we're gonna be using 4 tablespoons. So you're gonna turn your stovetop back on to medium heat. Put your potatoes over it. And take your butter, put that in, mix that up a little bit, give the butter some time to melt. Just enough time for the butter to soften up a little bit. Then you're gonna take your cream, and your cream's gonna go in. And the great thing about this is once you're here, it's pretty much done. You just have to mix everything in and get it all nice and incorporated together. You can just do that with a simple rubber spatula, a wooden spoon like I'm using here. It's whatever you feel like. Okay, so now that that's starting to get mixed in a little bit, the cream's starting to warm up and get incorporated with the potatoes, we're gonna go ahead and season it again with another pinch of salt. Just measure it with your heart. A little bit of black pepper. And your garlic powder. Okay, so everything's starting to look pretty well mixed in here. But first we're gonna give it a little taste, just to see if everything's seasoned well. Because remember, once it's on the plate, it's better to be under-seasoned than over-seasoned. So we're just gonna check it here. Oh, we still have time to do something to it. Yep, those are good. So everything's pretty much well mixed together, so we're gonna pull it off the heat. Now it's time to plate. And I have it flipped this time. Okay, with my little plate secret, parsley flakes. There you go. There's your perfect Thanksgiving mashed potatoes. Nice, smooth, and creamy. You'll never want any other potatoes ever again. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for coming to Cooking in College. Make this at Thanksgiving. Your family will love you. I guarantee it. I'll see you guys next time.